Hey everybody, Mrs. Bianchi. We're looking at number 7. Mariana divided 16 yards of fabric into 3 and 1/3 yard pieces. She has 2 and 2/3 yards of fabric left over. How many 3 and 1/3 yard pieces did Mariana make? So first of all, let's visualize this on a number line that goes up to 16 because that's what we're starting out with in terms of yards of fabric. So visualize your 16 yards of fabric. Now it does say that she has to have an amount left over, and that amount left over, they're saying, is 2 and 2/3. So I have that estimated here on the number line. That's this green amount. Now the fabric that she used is represented here in red. That value is not explicitly stated, and we have to figure that out. How do we figure it out? We have to subtract this amount from 16 to get the red amount. In other words, 16 minus the green amount will give us the red amount. So what are some ways that we should rethink 16 so that we can subtract this green amount from it? Some reminders of some equivalents of 16 are, if we want to turn it into an improper fraction, we might rename that as 48/3. If we want to write it as a mixed number, we might choose 15 and 3/3. So that's step one, is to choose which approach you want to take, either this approach or this approach, but that's all of the fabric. Both of these are equivalent to 16. We're going to subtract from that the amount, this green amount, and if we're going to choose the mixed number version, we would use 2 and 2/3. But because we have to do more with it, it's probably going to make more sense to use the improper fraction equivalent of that, which would be 8/3. So if we subtract these, either way, whether we use the mixed numbers or the improper fractions, we're going to get equivalent value, and that will represent the amount of this red line. So what is that amount? It would be either 13 1/3 or 40/3. So that's the amount that we're breaking up into equal groups, because part of this says how many 3 and 1/3 yard pieces did Mariana make? This blue line here represents 3 and 1/3. We need to know how many of these can we get on this red line. Now this is just a model, but we're really taking this red amount and we're breaking it up into equal groups of this blue amount. So that means that we're taking 40/3 and we're breaking it up into equal groups of 10/3. Where does the 10/3 come from? It's the improper fraction equivalent for the 3 and 1/3. So we'll do keep, change, flip, keep the 40/3, change the division to multiply, and flip the 10/3 to its reciprocal, which would be 3/10. So the only thing left you have to do is finish this algorithm of 40/3 times 3/10. Take advantage of the fact you have pre-reducing opportunity going both ways, and then you should see your answer choice listed here.